Picture this, a massive chessboard stretches across the globe, but instead of knights and rooks, the pieces are countries, corporations, and billionaires. The players at the top aren't making random moves, they're strategizing decades ahead, controlling industries, economies, and even public perception. The question is, where do you stand on this board? Are you a player or just a pawn? Welcome back to Earth, the ultimate game, where we uncover the hidden mechanics of life, power, and influence. Today, we're diving into Risk, the global chessboard, how the world operates like a high-stakes strategy game, why most people don't even realize they're being played, and how you can start making moves like the real power players. The world as a high-stakes game of Risk. If you've ever played the board game Risk, you know the goal is global domination, capturing territories, forming alliances, and strategically taking control. Well, in the real world, this isn't just a game. It's how nations, corporations, and billionaires operate every single day. Countries don't just react to events, they engineer them. Corporations don't just sell products, they manipulate markets. Billionaires don't just invest in businesses, they shape entire industries before the public even knows what's happening. Example, the 2008 financial crash wasn't an accident. It was the result of strategic financial moves made by banking elites. And while millions of people lost their homes and savings, the real players, those who saw the collapse coming, profited from it. Lesson: if you don't see the bigger game being played, you're just another piece being moved. The pawn mentality, how most people get moved without realizing it. Most people don't even realize they're pieces in this game. They believe they have control over their choices. But in reality, their decisions are heavily influenced by three major forces: media, economic policies, and government systems. Media, controlling perception. The news isn't just informing you, it's shaping how you think and feel. Elections, wars, and economic downturns are often framed to benefit those in power. If everyone is focused on entertainment, fear, or distractions, they won't notice what's happening behind the scenes. Example, in 2020, while the world was distracted by social media debates and celebrity news, trillions of dollars were quietly being transferred to the wealthiest corporations under government stimulus packages. Economic policies, moving money and wealth. The stock market isn't about fair play. It's about insiders positioning themselves before major shifts. The wealthy move their money into assets that grow over time: real estate, stocks, crypto, while the average person is taught to save in banks that lose value due to inflation. If you don't understand how money moves, you're just funding the real players. Example, in every financial crash, the middle class panics and sells assets, while the wealthy buy everything at a discount and get richer. Governments, writing the rules of the game. Laws, regulations, and tax codes are not designed to help the average person. They're designed to protect those at the top. Politicians may seem like they're making big decisions, but the real power lies with those who fund them: corporations, lobbyists, and elite families. Example, many politicians enter office with average wealth but leave as millionaires because they understand how the game is really played. Lesson: if you're not making strategic moves, you're just being moved by those who are. Hacking the game, how to stop being a pawn and start playing offense. So how do you break out of the pawn mentality and start playing like the real power players? Let's break it down into 3 hacks you can start using today. Hack number 1, play offense, not defense. Most people react to world events instead of preparing for them. The key to winning this game is positioning yourself ahead of the curve. Instead of waiting for the next economic shift, start investing in assets before the crowd does. Instead of relying on one income stream, create multiple so you're never dependent on a single system. Example, the people who invested in cryptocurrency and tech companies before they went mainstream weren't lucky. They saw where the game was going before everyone else. Action step: identify one major trend that's shaping the future: AI, digital finance, decentralized markets, and start learning how to position yourself now. Hack number 2, study how the rich move money and influence. The wealthy don't save money, they move it into assets that multiply. They don't just network, they build influence with key players. If you want to start playing the game at a higher level, study how power actually operates. Example, billionaires use trust funds, offshore banking, and tax loopholes to keep their wealth compounding, while the average person is stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Action step: start learning about wealth strategies beyond what's taught in schools. Read books, follow investors, and study how money truly moves. Hack number 3. Position yourself where the game is going, not where it is now. The biggest mistake people make: they chase what's already popular instead of looking ahead. The real winners in this game are those who position themselves in emerging industries, movements, and technologies before the mainstream catches on. Example: the rise of the internet created billionaires, but only for those who saw it early. The same thing is happening now with blockchain, automation, and decentralized finance. Action step: ask yourself, where is the world going in the next 10 years, and how can I position myself before it gets there? Final takeaways. Are you ready to start playing the real game? So let's recap. The world is one giant chessboard, and whether you know it or not, you're already in the game. Most people live as pawns, moved by economic policies, media narratives, and government decisions. But the real players? They see the board, strategize their moves, and position themselves for long-term success. The choice is yours. Are you going to keep reacting, or are you ready to start making your own moves? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Earth, the ultimate game. If this episode made you think differently, don't just stop here. Start applying these principles in your own life. Question what you see in the news, study where wealth is really moving, and most importantly, position yourself ahead of the game. And in the next episode, we're diving even deeper. We're talking about chess, the master's blueprint. Because while Risk is about large-scale moves, chess is about precision. We'll break down how the most powerful people on the planet think 10 steps ahead, and how you can do the same. See you there. Subscribe now and start making strategic moves in the game of life.